Hey, Shalom, Israel. What's going on? It's Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge right here in the city of Chicago. Coming to let you know about the Midwest Fire Weekend, man. From July 31st all the way to August 3rd, we're going to have an incredible weekend starting off with Thursday. You understand? The Round Table of Truth podcast with Captain Mawakwa and his whole team. We're going to have an incredible panel. They're going to be bringing heavy topics. You already know how they get down. Then, General Muhammad breakdown class. Scripture breakdown class. Any questions you got about the Bible or life period, you want to tune into this class, man. Well, make sure you can be there. You know what I'm saying? Then Friday, so don't stop. We got felony expungement and gun restoration. You got issues with the law? Come check us out, man. We're going to get you right, man. Then after that, lecture by none other than Commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? The man over Israel, over so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You want to come to this lecture and get the information you need, man. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be called, Where Do We Go From Here? You want to know where you want to go from here, man? With all this stuff going on, come to this lecture. Check it out online. You know what I'm saying? Then, after that, Saturday, what we got? We got to come back and get back to our community, man. We're going to be in a little village in Chicago with our brown brothers, so-called Hispanics. We're going to be giving out clothes, food, you know what I'm saying, school supplies, man. Come get what you need, man. Come support this, man. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, of course, we're going to a day party. We got to go kick it with the brothers and sisters in the streets. You know, that's how we do, man, in the ISUPK, man. This the Midwest Fire Weekend. You know what I'm saying? Then, it don't stop. Sunday, that's when we going to have the cookout. The cookout, black and brown cookout. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics coming together. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have vendors, free food. Yes, free food. Who don't want free food, man? Come get some free food. Come let your children have a good time. You come have a good time, man. Black and brown cookout. Midwest Fire Weekend. It's gonna go down, man. Make sure you get with us, man. Come enjoy this beautiful city, man. Come enjoy it with the ISUPK, man. The real priests and prophets of the Lord. You know what I mean? Let's go.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Priest and Officer of 5000 Laban of the Israelite School of UPK under Commanding General Yohana, here to share a very important public service announcement to all blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians who currently suffer under the stigma and plagues associated with a felony conviction. If you're a member of our community, you know all too well the difficulties in trying to obtain adequate housing, a decent job, your credit is all jacked up, and 100% of the time, you lose your Second Amendment right to bear arms to protect you and your family against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But that stops here. This year, during our 8th annual Fire Weekend, Friday, August the 1st in Chicago, we're launching a brand new service for Black, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Due to recent Supreme Court rulings and the tireless work of Commanding General Yohana, it is now possible to clean your record and restore your Second Amendment rights. Join us Friday, August the 1st at 9909 Roosevelt Road, Westchester, Illinois, 60154. To RSVP, call 586-382-0569. If you're out of state, visit us at www.isupk.org, search for your city, and contact the head of the school in your zone to access this services where you are. This is your shot to clean your slate. Don't miss it. Shalom.
ISUPK presents the 8th Annual Midwest Fire Weekend 2025. A day of brotherhood, sisterhood, food, fun, and unity. We raising funds to cover the barbecue, the food, the drink, bounce houses, snow cones, games, and more, so the whole family can come out and enjoy. Every donation helps us make this day even greater for the community. Support the Midwest Fire Weekend 2025. Click the link below and donate today.
We're in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where this knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible, because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahab. I'd like to salute this brother. March up. Barak. Yeshabim, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahab.
Water, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
Ironic.
You know the truth is the truth, that's all I know. Cry loud and spare not, you gon' get exposed. A few real niggas left, you not one of those. Real soldiers, we was born to stand 10 toes. If he ain't one West, that nigga not one of mine. He got a purple 12, me, I got a black 9. The truth is the wife of my youth, chopper my concubine. Had to die to get my rib, that bitch forever mine. You know the game, a bishop gotta be blameless. But GMS teaching niggas to be rapists. They screaming we snitch. When Joey Morgan was killed by your brother, y'all ain't say shit. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK. PSA, we don't sign NDAs. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK. PSA, we don't sign NDAs.
Hey.
100 deep, 100 shields on, that's 100 priests. 100 boots, that's 200 feet. Tongue like a sword when I fucking speak. Teach you how to fish instead of fucking leech. Stop selling drugs instead of trying to fuck with me. Knowledgeable, but I'm rude in my fucking speech. Life is about warfare, not no fucking peace. Hey bitch, I cry loud when I fucking speak. Make them wait a year before they fuck with me. Turn a street nigga to a fucking priest. Cross a priest and I promise you forever sleep.
Test. Oh yeah, we good. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, Israel. Let's see how we looking. We looking good. We sounding good. If y'all can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, please put a 1 in the chat. What we got? Just good. Shalom, Israel. Yahbashem Yashab Rakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Latah Bahashim Yahweh Shai to all the sisters. We are the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, right? Been teaching this truth since 1969, Harlem, New York, 125th Street, the original One West. If you're not in the ISUPK, and let me repeat that, if you are not in the ISUPK, you are not in the truth. Here in the ISUPK is the only place that we can say we the home of the truth, and you can't combat that. What we got going on this weekend, from the 31st of July till the 1st, hold on, to the 3rd, let me get that corrected, to the 3rd of August, we will be in Chicago with Captain Mawakwa for the 8th annual Midwest Fire Weekend. As you've seen in the intro and the promos, we have a bunch of events going on. Everything from the general speaking to going to be giving out some food, all type of things is going on. We got an expungement program with LeBron. The things that are going on in Chicago are going to be amazing. If you can get down there, be there. If you can't get down there, find a way to get down there. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all of the UPK classes. It's beneficial for you. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's get those algorithms up. Who we have in the chat? We got Mashah. Shalom Christ, sir. Yabashim Shabakata. We got Mashah in the chat. Okay, we got Israel. She's in the chat. Okay. And you know what I like about that? I hope y'all listening on separate devices so that, it'll give me a couple extra bumps in people in the class. You know, who else we got up there? We got Nashar. Gabar, we say Trooper on the Saginaw. Okay, Trooper on the Saginaw checking in. Yeah, y'all, who I got coming up? Hey y'all, we got the history buff himself just stepped into the class, right? Then we got the wizard just stepped in the class. You know what's about to be fire, y'all. So this class is about, the name of the title is We Invented It. Now, you always hear about certain inventors. You hear about George Washington Carver. He invented the peanut and some of the things, the peanut butter and the peanut oil and all that kind of stuff to go with it. Adawan, how y'all doing, sir?
Shalom.
Yeah, so like I was saying, you always hear about we invented the peanut oil and peanut butter, the things that go on with the peanut, right? But it's a lot of inventions that the Black, Native Americans, and Hispanics invented, and you don't hear about these inventions, and you don't understand that you use these inventions every single day, and if it wasn't for our people inventing these things, you know, where would your life be at right now? You know, one of my favorite inventions, and it only became one of my favorite inventions, you know, recently, was the folding chair. Was the folding chair, right? And I wanted to bring that up first. Was the folding chair, sir? If you gentlemen have anything, I'll step aside and allow you to go forth. But
Do your thing. Do your thing, warrior. Do your thing.
kind of on, sir. The water was, you know, what year was that? The Alabama boat riot. Is that what they called it, sir? The Alabama boat riot. And that this folding chair was detrimental, you know, in, how can I say it, in the reaction of our people. You know, it was platformed across the world to see this gentleman lift this folding chair to the air. And he lifted this folding chair to the air and he used it to defend his blackism. He used this folding chair to ward off individuals that threatened him and his livelihood. You know, these individuals, if you're not familiar with the oppressor called it the boat riot, the Alabama boat riot, but really it wasn't a riot. It was just a bunch of brothers and a few sisters coming to the rescue of a individual that was being attacked by some oppressors. And, with these individuals coming to the rescue of a brother that was being attacked, you have to understand that things and what do they call it? Stereotypes come out that were stereotypes were broken when this event happened. One is that one of the stereotypes is black people can't swim. One stereotype is black people can't swim.
They say we can't swim.
We can't swim. Sir, can you swim?
Yes, sir. Damn right.
Officer Shotty One, sir, can you swim?
God, yeah.
You got two black people right there that can swim. Right? Now, I can swim. I'm not a fish, but at the same time, I can swim enough where I'm not going to drown in some water. And then any water that's too rough for me to go to, I'm not getting in it anyway. That's right. It's called a life jacket. I'm not getting into that water without a life jacket, right? But to continue on, and let me pull this up. So I got an article here. Just a little quick note. The young man's name was Nathan Alexander. Nathan Alexander was born in 1910. He was an African-American inventor who patented a folding chair in 1911. So if it wasn't for Nathan Alexander...
Check those dates out. Because if he was born in 1910 and then created a folding chair...
Hold on. You're right, sir. You're right, sir. I'm looking at that right now. How the hell he patented in 1911?
That was the smartest 1-year-old I ever heard of.
That's the smartest little nigga I know. Wait. Let me pull up another article. I try to stay away from Wikipedia, and what I should have did was with the Wikipedia. Hold on.
While you looking that up, one thing I do want our listeners to know. It is a fact that if you take away out of America, in other words, cause the cease to be used of every invention invented by the so-called African American, you would place America back to the Stone Age. You understand?
I don't know what kind, sir. If I may,
go ahead.
So I pull up another article, right? And this second article, it does confirm that on July 7th, 1911, Nathan Alexander of Lynchburg, Virginia, patented the folding chair.
That's
They
right.
don't have the information about his parents, where he was born, and when he died.
No, but that
All
that
those
is the
are,
same
all
year I
those
got.
are unknown facts about the guy that invented, one of the devices that we use to defend ourselves today. I wonder why. That folding chair is a hell of a weapon, right? As well as you can sit yourself down, put four of them at a table when you play some cards. Who
That's
known
right.
to play cards? Play some spades or some bid whist or some things like that, sir.
Remember,
Right.
you talking 1911.
We're talking 1911.
So if you went outside somewhere to a barbecue or something, and you had to make room for 100 people,
Uh-huh.
what type of equipment did you need to move 100 non-folding chairs?
Oh, you need a couple of big trucks, sir.
You need a lot. But
You need
then
a
if
couple of big trucks.
you had a folding chair, you can put damn near 100 chairs in the back of a horse-drawn carriage. You see
Or
what I'm
yes,
saying?
or a horse-drawn carriage. Yes, sir.
Let me see.
If I may, sir.
Con.
And understand that and I'm gonna bring this out, and then I would like for you to speak on it. Understand this is that in 1911, they wasn't allowing too many of us to get patents.
Oh no.
They wasn't allowing too many of us to get patents. So this individual, I want to bring up some more things about Alexander, right?
Talk about it.
Kind, sir.
I say talk
Salakia.
about it.
Salakia. So I'm just a little bit more information about him. It says Alexander's invention is found on many lists, right, of black inventors. However, he has escaped from having much biographical information known about him. What can be found about Alexander confuses him with an earlier governor in the state of North Carolina who was not a black American, right? It says one account says that he was born in the early 1800s in North Carolina and died several decades later before the date of the patent of the folding chair. Another, which is written as satire, says he was born in the same year as the patent was issued. That's what we just read in the previous article. The sources of information seem erroneous, right? So they really think about this. This is a black man that invented a folding chair, right? In every establishment, household, school, restaurant across the United States right now has at least one folding chair in it. Can I say that, sir?
At least one.
At least one folding chair in it. Here at the school at 12355 Gratiot Avenue. 12355 Gratiot Avenue. I'm looking at about 50 folding chairs right now.
That's right.
I'm looking at about 50 folding chairs right now. Sir, you got something?
Don't forget all the churches that ain't made the real big status and they still have folding chairs in them instead of pews.
And what's so heavy about that, sir, is that if a black man invented the folding chair and you went to a black church, why have we never heard of this information? Right? The church was responsible for teaching us not just the Bible, but it was responsible for passing down our history. Right? That's when the old would talk to the young. But what they say, I digress. I digress. I'm gonna let them slide on that one there, sir. It's hard to keep holding individuals responsible for something that they're never going to say, hey, I did that, right? Or that was our fault.
Don't worry, the Most High holds them responsible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. So I wanted to start off with that little fun fact about the folding chair, right?
Con.
And if you have any inventions and any other things like that to bring up or bring out, please bring it out, because I got a plethora of individuals and people, that I can bring out. I got about 20 of them in front of me right now.
All right.
If you guys want to.
Also, let me say this: if you're in the chat, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to share. One of the reasons we even do classes is that you might share them with your loved ones, whether they like it or not. Share it anyway, because remember, the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana is the home of the truth. And it's about time our people know the truth. You understand? This is the history class. We're the ISUPK Detroit, and this is the history class taught out of Detroit. We got my brother and fellow officer Shayawam in the house. I'm gonna let Shayawam go ahead and before I mention anybody, let y'all get some of this out. Y'all young men, so y'all go ahead. I done seen everybody, I done met everybody. You know what I'm saying? So let y'all go ahead. let y'all go ahead and get out what you got. What you got, Shayawam?
God, I do got a brother. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me okay though.
We hear you great.
Coming through loud and clear.
Okay, most high in Christ. So there's a brother named Dr. Carver. I'm not sure if you have that name down, Ahabawan.
Go ahead and pull what you got. You talking about George Washington Carver?
Yeah, Carver. Yeah, born a slave.
Born a slave. That's right.
God, yeah, I'm not sure how many people have heard of him outside the UPK. But that brother was known for inventing. I think he had like 300 different uses out of the peanut and the sweet potato.
Yes,
that's right.
And he was a brother who found out all these different uses. I think it was in the Tuskegee University or something like that.
Yeah, him and Booker T. Washington.
God, you know what I mean?
Booker T. Washington and Mashai went to school together.
God. And I wanted to bring this brother up because, there's so many things that we use day to day, that is accredited to his work that we wouldn't even know. You know what I mean? Something as small as, our everyday life using a piece of paper. You know what I mean? Or you're walking around in shoes, you got soles on your feet. That's because of Dr. Carver. You know what I mean? And so these things, are accredited to our people. This is a black man, a brother, and the scripture says that, Israel is a nation above all people on the face of the earth.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so all the different things that he invented, I mean, you're a pet lover. Esau loves their pets so much. You know what I mean? They can thank Dr. Carver for, all the pet food that they have today.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? So, I really love the topic of this class. You know what I mean? And it gives us an opportunity, to talk about brothers like this.
Well, since you brought up George Washington Carver.
Hold on. Let's dig into this.
Slock it. I thought he wanted me to read something.
Oh, you got something to read on Dr. Carver?
Yes.
George Washington Carver? Read what you got.
Sir.
I'm gonna see if you bring it up.
Just a little history on this, sir. It says George Washington Carver, born 1864, January 5th, right, till 1943. Says was an American agricultural scientist and inventor who promoted alternative crops to cotton, right, and methods to prevent soil depletion, Sir, and the reason why I wanted to bring that up is because that soil depletion, I learned some of that from you when with you with these gardens. It says he was one of the most prominent black scientists of the early 20th century.
Stop. That's got to be something written by our oppressor.
It is, sir.
George Washington Carver was that nigga. I'm gonna tell you straight up. He was that nigga. And let me explain. Since you went to the agriculture first.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in the early
1920s?
1920s in America? Around the 1920s. Oh, I see your hand. Go ahead.
The Great Depression.
What was one of the things that led up to the Great Depression? What you want to look up is the Great American
the stock market.
The Great American Dust Bowl.
Say that again, sir.
The Great American Dust Bowl. You see, this is what happened. I heard it from my granny. I wasn't there this time. Because of the way our oppressor was forcing the slave to plant his money crops. In America, the three big money crops in America was cotton, corn, and tobacco. Well, cotton, tobacco, and corn and wheat. Those are your money crops. However, all of these crops suck the nutrients out of the soil. That means the nutrients would not replace in the soil, which means every year that corn was planted on top of corn. That means corn planted in the same place, cotton planted in the same place. They was taking out the healthiness of the soil every time they dug those crops up. It was Dr. George Washington Carver, while he was at the Tuskegee Institute, that promoted the ideal of crop rotation. In other words, when you plant a crop, say this year in a certain area, say we planted all corn. Well, that corn is like a grass. It's going to suck up a whole lot of nutrients out of the soil. If we don't put the nutrients back in the soil the next year, now we have to go to what? A lot more synthetic fertilizers and pesticides, because unhealthy crop produces unhealthy plants, which attract pests. Also, what it did by depleting the crop, the soil of its nutrients, that means the soil wouldn't hold together. It wouldn't grow other stuff. So what Dr. Carver came up with, he discovered that if you took certain things such as peanuts, legumes, which are nothing but beans, clover, if you planted those things in the very same place you planted corn or wheat, it would replenish the soil. It would make the soil healthy again. And that in that way, he saved the entire country of America from starving to death.
If I may, sir.
Con.
My question is, do you plant it at the same time, or you plant it after you dig the corn up?
It's called you plant it after your harvest.
Okay, so you will harvest it and then plant the peanuts.
Exactly. Then you plant the peanuts, the green beans, the lima beans, the crowded peas. If you doing something with clover, you plant clover. You see what I'm saying?
So those,
and it's a standard now throughout all of American agriculture. That one thing right there that he did. is the only reason we can eat food today. That the America is not the great dust bowl that it was on its way to be.
Damn right.
This your guy, Shayawan. This Dr. George Washington Carver. What else you got on you?
Salaki, I got an article here. I could read a little bit more on what he did.
Yeah, because we still, I'm gonna tell you what, we still ain't hit. We ain't hit one of his most significant inventions. Let me see if y'all come up with it. Go ahead, read what you got.
Okay, so it says here, he was born a slave, kidnapped as an infant with his mother, and resold into slavery in the Deep South.
That's right.
Fortunately, George Washington Carver's own tracked him down. His mother was never found, and after slavery was abolished, raised and educated him. Carver went on to become a prolific artist, a college educator, a chemist.
Hold on. I'm telling you, you got get the book Up from Slavery by George Washington Carver. The book is called Up from Slavery.
Up from Slavery.
By George Washington Carver. What they left out is an entire probably 30 years of his life. He was found, his mother was not. He became sick as a child. I don't know, I can't remember what the disease was, but it left him with a very effeminate voice.
Yes, it did.
It left him with even as an older man, as you know, as an educator later on in years, he had this very effeminate voice. However, it didn't mean that he lacked the fortitude of an Israelite, because this is what he did. After he had learned well enough to read and began to develop himself as let me tell you what the word is, botanist. He is the United States' most proliferate botanist. Nobody has known more about plants, what plants do, how they live, than this fella right here. He was a world-renowned botanist in the early 1900s, which means everything there was to know about a plant, he knew about it. You understand? He knew about it. And he didn't just learn it down on the farm. He applied to one of them colleges out west, to go to a college out west. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't think it was Utah, but it was someplace out around that way. And they told him, okay, come. And when he wrote his letter, it was so well written. You know, they thought they got a letter from a white man. They thought he was a white man. He walked. You hear what I'm saying? We get mad when the bus run late. He walked across a number of states to go to college. And when he showed up there, the first college refused to take him. It was the second college that accepted him as a student. And he later on became the instructor for horticulture, botany, stuff like that for that same college before he went back and joined Booker T. Washington at Tuskegee University.
That's right.
Like I said, this brother, the Most High blessed him so well. He was then as famous as your most famous black person, regardless of what field they are in today.
Salaki, if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
They said he was accepted to Highland University in Highland, Kansas.
Keep going.
All right, so it says Carver applied to several colleges before being accepted at Highland University in Highland, Kansas. When he arrived, they refused to let him attend because his race.
What? Because of what?
His race.
Because of what?
His race.
He was a nigger. He was black. Go ahead.
In August 1886, Carver traveled by bandwagon with J.F. Biller Slovakia from Highland to Eden Township in Ness County, Kansas. He homesteaded a claim near Beeler, where he maintained a small conservatory of plants and flowers and a geological collection. He manually plowed 17 acres of the claim, planting rice, corn, Indian corn, and garden produce, as well as various fruit trees, forest trees, and shrubbery. He
Let me
also
ask you a question. Do we know what they mean when they say he manually plowed?
Oh yeah, that's when you get behind that joker.
You get behind that mule. You get behind that mule, and he pulled that plow 17, what did you say, 17 acres?
Kind out of one kind, sir. That'll be 69,000 square meters.
And it takes a little bit over 3 feet to make a meter.
Kind of one kind, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead.
In early 1888, Carver obtained $300. A $300 loan from Bank of Ness in Ness City for education.
Uh-huh.
Now, in 2024, that's $10,499.
Okay.
Yep. So by June, he left the area. In 1890, Carver started studying art and piano at Simpson College in Indianola, Iowa.
In Iowa. So you think they came up with the Iowa potato by themselves?
No.
I don't think so. You got anything else about his education?
Yeah, I can continue, sir, if you would like me to. It says his art teacher, Etta Budd, recognized Carver's talent for painting flowers and plants, and she encouraged him to study botany at Iowa State Agriculture College, now Iowa State University in Ames. When he began there in 1891, he was the first black student at Iowa State.
He was what?
The first black student at Iowa State.
Now, the Negro done walked from someplace back east, down south, to Kansas.
For college.
And he got there, and they said, no, we don't want your black ass.
Kind.
So what he do?
Walk to another one.
No. He built a conservatory in a 17-acre farm. You understand? So by the time he got to Kansas, he already knew a whole lot more than they did about agriculture. In the Bible, it's called husbandry.
Husbandry, sir. Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? Husbandry. He already knew more than everybody else about that. Now the conservatory was kind of like a glass house with flowers in it and plants and different things like that. This was his thing, to watch and to study the plants and to let the plants teach him. And from what he learned, he built this 17-acre farm from behind a mule. That means he was up with the sun, and he didn't go back to sleep until the sun went down. This was a hard-working brother. I think it was polio he had, but he survived that. Go ahead, read what else you got.
Sorry, you got something, sir? Or you want me to continue?
Just one, one quick thing before you continue. What I think is, so heavy, or I'd add in like an important part of this brother's life as well is that, he wasn't born into some, like like all the beautiful education, you know, that they would give us today. Like, this man was born a slave. Like, he was born on a plantation. You know, he wasn't, you know, in school getting straight A's every day where he could, you know, read and write and learn everything that, you know, all the wealthy people, you know, have at their fingertips. This brother was born on a fucking plantation, you know what I mean, against all odds, and was still able to achieve all the things that he achieved. Slaki.
If I may, sir, not only was he born on a plantation, they say him and his mother was kidnapped. So it was kidnapped. Were they kidnapped from one plantation and bombarded and taken to another one?
That's how it worked.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, like he doesn't know where he was born.
He doesn't know where he was born. So he was stolen from one plantation, right? Stolen from one plantation and put on another plantation.
Now, so just so we can know, if you have to speculate, that was some oppressive mess that was going on. Somebody owed somebody some money.
Somebody owed somebody some money.
Somebody owed somebody some money, man. Go ahead.
Kind out of one kind, sir. It says when he began there in 1891, he was the first black student of Iowa State. Carver's bachelor's thesis for the degree in agriculture was plant and modified by man, dated in 1894.
Was what?
So I wanted to bring that out. I have a couple of degrees. You don't have to do a thesis for a bachelor's degree in modern education.
No, you don't.
You only have to do the thesis when it go to for your doctoral degree. You don't even have to do a thesis for a master's degree. So they're already putting this brother through the ringer. Like, you got to write a thesis for a bachelor's degree.
You got to write a book.
You got to write a book for a bachelor's degree. With him, and what I believe is that they're just trying to suck information out of him because he knows things that they don't know. So let's force him to write a thesis and get this information out of him and say it's a requirement for his class. Because all you have to do is a capstone for your bachelor's degree, and the capstone is Slovakia.
Let's read and see if your theory is true.
Kind. It says plant as modified by man, dated in 1894. Iowa State University professor Joseph Budd and Louis Pummel convinced Carter to continue there for his master's degree. Carver did research at Iowa Agriculture and Home Economics Experience Station under Pummel during the next 2 years. His work at the experiment station in plant pathology and mycology first gained him national recognition and respect as a botanist.
As a what?
A botanist.
He's that guy.
Yes, sir.
He was that guy.
Now, for my people that don't understand what a botanist is, right? First, I'm gonna explain it to you this way. If you ever seen the movie with Method Man and Redman called How High, and Method Man and Redman was Method Man, because Redman was just getting blazed. Method Man was trying to use plants to get rid of nausea and some other. He's trying to cure some other stuff, right? With these plants. So he used different plants. He would what they call is graft certain plants with other plants, and what that is when you slice a piece of a plant and put it on another plant, you figure out a way to hold it together, and now you will take like an apple tree branch and graft it onto an orange tree branch and see what grows out. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
You got the basics down. That's the basics.
So it says, despite hold on, let me go back up. It said Carper received his master's degree, his Master of Science degree in 1896. Carver taught as the first African-American faculty member at Iowa State University.
All righty. That's the point I wanted you to get to. is that this brother, this ex-slave, walked halfway across the country to be told no by a college, hitchhiked a ride after building a farm to another college where he did graduate and became the first faculty member, the first black faculty member at Iowa State University. At Iowa State University. This is a brother, we ought to know about this brother, because if especially now that it's time for us to start growing our own food. You need to know about this brother, if nothing more, just so you can know you can do it too. This is a Judite. You see what I'm saying? We don't know nothing but to succeed. Go ahead.
So I can serve, if I may. George Washington Carver got it out the mud.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He literally got it out the mud.
Literally. He got it out the mud. They got anything else about any of his other inventions?
I just got some things. I got some different things about the Tuskegee Institute, his rise to fame, his relationships, his personal life.
Go to relationships, see if you got anything in there about Henry Ford.
It says, Carver never married. At the age of 40, he began a courtship with Sarah L. Hunt, an elementary school teacher and the sister-in-law of Warren Logan, treasurer of the Tuskegee Institute. This lasted 3 years until she took a teaching job in California. In her 2015 biography, Christina Wells Vela reviewed his relationship and suggests that Carver was, look at this crap. It says they suggested that Carver was bisexual and constrained by mores of his historic period.
That's garbage.
That's garbage.
By the mores. M-O-R-E-S, right?
Yes, sir.
Mores. No, he was not. He was
so
not.
In other words, Salakia?
Well, they treating him in that the same way they treated King James.
I was going to say that.
That's the King James treatment. Here's the deal. After going to Tuskegee Institute, see if you see anything about his relationship with Henry Ford. The fella that invented the Ford automobile. Well, he didn't invent it.
No, he just invented the assembly line, sir. He didn't invent it.
Yeah. See if they talk anything. It's important. This is important. Matter of fact, I tell you what, we can get it later. Look this up. Anybody that's listening, you can look it up. Check me on the facts. First of all, this brother was so prolific in what in the things he invented. He was the brother that came up with the fiberglass. I believe it's called the fiberglass body. What he did, we call it fiberglass today. What he did for Henry Ford. Ford wanted his cars to last. So he put some stuff together and created a hood for the trunk of a Ford car. After this hood was put on the car, he took a baseball bat and began to beat it, and it never dented it. He didn't tap it with the baseball bat. He beat it with a baseball bat, and they could not even dent the polymer that he made for that car. As a result of that, and one other invention, and I'm going to get to that, Henry Ford offered him more money than he had ever seen to leave Tuskegee Institute to come up to Detroit and to work for Ford. And this brother told Henry Ford, I appreciate the offer, but my people need me down here. My people, huh?
I said, that's heavy, sir.
That's heavy. My people need me down here. Now, why is that so important when it comes to the automotive industry? He did another thing in the automotive industry that, watch this, for any practical purpose has not changed since his original formula. And today they call it biofuel.
Biofuel, yes, sir.
Biofuel. This is the brother that came up with the idea that you could take corn and make gas to run a car.
We call it E84 now.
Yeah. Biofuel. Diesel. There's a fellow by the name of Diesel that came up with the engine that tried to get it from him. Tried to get at him too, but no, they wouldn't. This brother was a Hebrew through and through. He got it out the dirt. He got it straight up out the mud. Go ahead.
I got some stuff that's going to back that up. It says Henry Ford visited the Tuskegee Institute multiple times, where he helped dedicate the Carver Museum, learn from and develop a friendship with Carver himself. Carver's impact on Ford Motor Company was primarily through the research and innovation in agriculture, particularly regarding soybeans and peanuts. Carver work led to development of new uses for these crops, including the creation of alternative materials such as plastic, lubricants, and fuels. Henry Ford recognized the potential of Carver's research and collaborated with him and explored the possibility of using agricultural products in the automotive industry. Ford was particularly interested in finding an alternative to traditional materials like metal and rubbers, which were in short supply and expensive. Carver work indirectly influenced the Ford Motor Company by providing innovative solutions to material shortage and promoting the use of agricultural products in the industry. The art piece was created to pay homage. Oh, okay, that's something about the art piece they created for. But that's exactly what you were saying, sir. Like, so he made materials that would outlast steel. And think about it. If it's made out of plants, it's lighter than steel.
It's lighter.
You know, you got materials now like carbon fiber and what's that? Fiberglass.
Right.
So you got those type of materials, but those type of materials, especially fiberglass, they easily impact it. Right. You look at some of these cars now with especially like in racing, you see a lot of fiberglass or polyurethane body styles and stuff like that. And if they have any type of impact, you see that entire body blow up, and it just eventually you see the roll cage.
Exactly.
Imagine if we had somebody that could reproduce, we had a Jewelite that could reproduce what George Washington Carver did for Ford and make vehicle bodies out of it, which take impact, right? And think about it. Everybody's car, you ride down the street and get a rock jump up, hit your fender or something. You got a big dent in the fender now, right? The materials that Carver was coming up with, it was able to take these impacts and you wouldn't have that market in your vehicle.
Exactly. And like I say, biofuel, which is taking plants and creating. I'm gonna show you the quickest biofuel that they have right now. That you can actually do this at home. You can actually take old fast food restaurant grease.
Yep.
They put in those grease pits. Take it home, process it in your garage, and you can create a fuel that will run your lawnmower, run your car, run any of your just about gas operated things. You have to change some parts on the inside, but it will run. You see what I'm saying? It will run. This is what this brother did in the early 1900s. It's his study with biofuel that even caused us to start thinking outside of the oil industry. Think about it. It was his work that got all the scientists thinking outside of the regular oil industry. You don't have to dig for oil. You don't have to, you don't have to clean the oil and break it down to this and to that and the other. All because of this one brother. And because of the work that he did, to this day, the work he did tells blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you don't have to depend on your oppressor for nothing.
So you know what you just said, sir? You just told the world that they can transfer peanut oil to gasoline.
You can.
Kind of vegetable oil to gasoline.
You can. You can. You can. You can.
Yeah. And theoretically, it will be a cleaner burner oil.
Theoretically,
not oil, but a cleaner burner fuel.
Well, and watch this. I'm gonna be the first to admit I don't know the properties, but there's a brother right now. You might have seen him on YouTube, and I got in trouble here at my wife's crib. I got in trouble because I was trying to recreate his experiment. in the apartment, and this brother, this is a young brother too.
But that was that explosion we heard downtown.
No, it wasn't that. It was the way the whole third floor got to smelling when the second experiment got started. But basically, this brother, what he does, I can't think of his name right now, but he takes plastic, and from plastic, he processes it to become one biochar, which, watch this, you put back, you break it up, you invigorize it by getting it mixed up with some compost so it can get some nutrients, and then you plant it in your garden. Biochar is so important that you can go to, if you get the right amount of it, you can go to the nastiest river. Force the river to run through the biochar, you get clean water on the other side. Biochar is that important. It cleans.
It's similar like charcoal then.
Charcoal, if it's not processed as refinedly as they do it now, is a biochar. That's why you have charcoal in the bottom of your fish tank filters. That's why the Army uses charcoal, used to use charcoal in their gas masks. That's why even the medical society, the medics right now tell you if you're suffering from somebody ingesting a poison, give them charcoal to eat. All of this, for another brother to think like that, is because for another person to think like that is because off of what George Washington Carver has already done. You see, off of what George Washington Carver already done. We don't need our oppressor for anything.
Not at all.
Just from the work of George Washington Carver, you can feed yourself. You see what I'm saying? You can feed yourself. George Washington Carver knew how strong the stalks of a sunflower plant could get once it dried out, and how it could be used for a cane. He knew stuff like this. You see what I'm saying? He already knew because he had done nothing but study the plants and what do plants do. That's why they gave him a couple of master's degrees. You see what I'm saying? He knew that green beans, that any type of bean called a legume, he knew that that peanuts, also a legume, would put nitrogen back into the soil where last year you grew wheat that took all the nitrogen out of the soil. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, in the field that grew wheat last year, he would plant peanuts this year.
Damn right.
And he also used the method of on the 7th year, he would just simply let the soil go fallow. He would plant nothing there.
Let it rest.
Let it rest. He was a bad man.
Hey, sir. I remember reading somewhere about allowing the land to rest on the 7th year. And I can't remember where the source was at.
The scriptures.
It may have been. I'm not familiar, right? I can't remember.
I'm telling you where it originates.
Come on, sir.
It originates in the scriptures. It's called to grow. The law tell us that we can grow on a piece of land for 6 years, but the 7th year we're required to let that land rest, and whatever grows on there, we don't even go back and pick it. Whoever goes, if somebody poor go get it, they go get it, but we let that land rest. He understood that the land needed to rest. Because of money, America did not want to let their land rest. They got 7-8 years of growing corn on corn on corn on corn, wheat on wheat. When we say on, that means year after year after year. And that's how they created the American Dust Bowl. And him coming in with his peanuts and his green beans and other things that put nutrients back into the soil saved America, saved American farming. You got anything else on that, brother?
That was it, sir. Sir, you got something else?
Shalom.
No. I think that's Tawab, because there's so many things he invented.
Yeah,
and looking at the time that we spent, we
can win a whole 30 minutes.
Yeah, cause so
get the book though. I recommend the book Up from Slavery.
Now, sir, if we're finished with that one, I got something that I recently ran into. A brother named Thomas L. Jennings. Are you familiar with him?
Let me go look. I've forgotten so much. What did he invent?
Well, he was the first brother to receive a patent in the United States.
And he got a patent for what?
I got to read along. For dry cleaning, sir.
I have to question that he was the first one to get a patent. Dry cleaning is a fairly new invention. What year did he invent dry cleaning?
Let's see. 1821.
Well, maybe he was.
The patent was granted in 1821.
That's pretty. He may have been the first.
You mad if I read it?
Go ahead.
Thomas L. Jennings was an African-American inventor, tradesman, entrepreneur, and abolitionist in New York City, New York. He was the distinguished of being the first African-American patent holder in history. He was granted the patent in 1821 for his novel method of dry cleaning. Jennings invented, along with the business expertise, yielded a significant personal fortune, much of which he put into the abolitionist movement in the United States. Right? So I'm gonna jump down to his professional years, or you want me to go through some of his earlier life things?
Yeah, get to the professional stuff. What did he get to his invention?
Okay. Thomas L. Jennings was a tailor who later opened a dry cleaning business in New York City. Thomas developed his dry cleaning process, also called dry scouring, as a tailor. His customers often complained of their clothes being ruined by stains. So he started experimenting with different chemicals that could protect the fabric while removing stains. Jennings patented his process, named dry scouring cloth, on March 3rd, 1821. Say Jennings was a leader in the cause of abolitionists and African American civil rights in the United States. In 1831, Jennings was selected as assistant secretary of the first annual convention of the people of color in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which met in June of that year. After his daughter, Elizabeth Jennings, was forcibly removed from a whites-only New York City streetcar in 1854.
Watch this.
He organized a movement against racial segregation in public transit in the city.
Oh, y'all thought Martin King started that. Y'all thought Martin Luther King was the first one to have a problem with that. You said this was 18 what?
This is 1854, sir. You said he helped arrange her legal defense, which included the young future president Chester Arthur, and won her case in 1855. Along with James McCoon Smith and Reverend James W.C. Pennington, Jennings created the Legal Right Association. Later in that year, a pioneer minority rights organization. Its members organized additional challenges to discrimination and segregation and gained legal representation to take these cases to court. In 1865, a decade after Elizabeth Jennings won her case, New York City streetcar companies stopped practicing segregation. Jennings was active on issues related to immigration to other countries, opposing colonization in Africa, and proposed by the American Colonization Society, and supported the expansion of suffrage. Jennings was a prominent figure in the fight against slavery and for civil rights for African Americans in the United States. In 1831, he was appointed an assistant secretary to the first annual convention of colored people in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
All right. You got something to say on that, Shayuan?
No, la.
Here's one of the things I do want to point out. I did not know all of this about this brother.
Come.
But now we see that this whole civil rights thing been going on in all actuality over 200 years. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get civil rights. And this show, when we got here, it was because of our disobedience. And we've been trying to get free from this oppressor by playing by the oppressor rules since before they ended slavery.
If I may add something, sir.
Go ahead.
Understand that slavery ended what, 1865?
Right.
Well, that's the abolishment date.
That's the
according
official
to American history.
Right.
Right. I'll say it like that. So 10 years before that, his daughter was snatched out of a streetcar.
Up in New York, right?
So in New York. So his daughter was snatched out of a streetcar in New York 10 years before niggas was free in the United States.
And he had already got patented years, 40 years before. He got patent his dry cleaning process.
Con out of con.
So the nigga had money.
Yes, that's where I was going to go. So, you know, a lot of times history, American history will say, you know, we'll start black folk history as slaves. You was a slave. You came over here on this boat and you was a slave. That's where your history started. When, if you look at it, with him being born a free man, his parents had to be free and their parents had to be free.
Right. They was in the free state. New York was a free state.
But even though they were free, they were still segregated against.
Of course.
So the black man got to understand that, you know, even though you make money, because this brother was making money. He was making money. Think about it. You got the LeBron James. You got the Michael Jordan.
Cleaning.
You got some niggas.
Oh, you got the Michael Jordan of dry cleaning. This nigga invented stuff.
For real. Hey, you know how you get your, like, I like to take my jeans, and you know, when the money was flowing real good, I had certain jeans that I'll take to get dry clean. Other jeans I'll put in the washing machine. Some I'll take to get dry clean. Certain shirts I'll take to get dry clean. Some I'll put in the washing machine, right? Depending on, you know, how expensive the clothing items were. Right. What you got to understand is that process, right? You got brothers with suits, you got young ladies with dresses or outfits that they want to take to the dry clean. You neglect to understand that this dry cleaning process, dry scouring process, was invented by somebody that looked like your black ass.
Exactly.
Right. It was patented in 1821 to say, hey, this was going on. Right. And you said something, sir, a couple of weeks ago, right, that stuck to me, that you said the black man created damn near everything. The only thing that our oppressor created was the damn patent office.
That's right.
I heard you say the black man created the traffic light and the white man created the traffic ticket. The black man.
I don't know if I said that, but it does work that way.
I heard you say it. I don't know if you got it from somebody else, but I heard you say it. So I don't know if it was borrowed, but it still sounded good.
This brother, the one of the things I really want to drive home is the fact that he was in the civil rights movement during slavery.
Damn right.
He put his money behind civil rights during slavery, and we are no better off than he was when he had to go defend his daughter from being thrown off that bus or car or whatever it was in New York. You see, we're
no
the same
thing.
So and the scripture does tell us that no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall rescue you. And we've been going to every place except for the Most High. That's what the UPK taught me when I first came in. I've been going every place but learning these law, statute, commandments.
Yes, sir.
Was to free myself from this oppression. And that's what this brother did. You see what I'm saying? Oh, it's great. It's great that he did what it is. It's great that George Washington Carver did what he did as well. But here's the thing we should take from what both of these brothers did. We don't need our oppressor for nothing.
For nothing.
For nothing. You understand? Who else you got?
Well, sir, we got a plethora of things, right? The thing about it is, what I would like is,
let's take it to healthcare and talk about a fella by the name of
talking about Drew,
not Charles Drew, but let's take it to Dr. Daniel Hale Williams.
If while we're doing that, sir, if I may ask, if someone could read off any of the comments or questions that we may have, and you said Dr. who?
Dr. Daniel Hale Williams. You heard of him, Shayawan?
Allah, sir. I was just looking him up now.
Okay, yeah, look him up. I'll read some of these comments. This is who we got with us tonight. We got Yakalia is with us. Big up to Yakalia. Shemayim, of course, is in the room with us. Nashar Gabar is in the house.
In the house.
Sister Ratsfield, that's Carolyn Ratsfield out of Chicago, is in the house. Nashar is out of Saginaw, so y'all know. See, who else is, make sure they didn't put their state in, from Columbus. I'm hoping that's Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, sir. Columbus, Ohio.
Tawana Williams.
Tawanda
Williams. Kala Yakar, checking in from Albany, Georgia. That's the rib. And Joel of Trooper Balakam. And then we got Princess Noir, property and rib of Officer Shayawan in the house. Y'all got any questions? Go ahead and put your questions in the comments section. You find that, brother?
I got him, sir.
Okay. This is
Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, right?
Dr. Daniel Hale Williams.
I have him, sir.
Con.
Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, born January 18, 1856.
When?
Yep. Death date is August 4th, 1931. Was an American surgeon and hospital founder. He founded Providence Hospital in 1891, which was the first non-segregated hospital in the United States. He is also known for being the first to perform a successful heart surgery.
A what?
A successful heart surgery.
Hold your horses right there. You know, I'm telling you, you gotta watch these other folks that call themselves, well, we're gonna keep the records. You gotta watch them, man.
I see that.
Watch them. Dr. Daniel Hale Williams. He did not simply perform a heart surgery. He performed the first successful open heart surgery. You understand? That it's a big difference in heart surgery and open heart surgery. He performed the first successful one. Go ahead.
Sir, I have a question.
Con.
So it says that, you know, this brother right here, also born during slavery.
Another one. It
says he founded Providence Hospital. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there was a Providence Hospital. Is that 9 Mile in Greenfield area?
In that area, yeah. There was a Providence Hospital out there.
Right? 9 Mile in Greenfield was Providence Hospital.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's associated with Dr.
That's what I was going to say. That hospital associated with that Providence Hospital because it's spelled the same.
Okay. But he was a bad man. He was doing something in medicine, and I want to hit three guys in medicine real quick that our oppressor was not able to do. One, to successfully perform open open heart surgery.
Now, could you explain what's the difference between heart surgery and open heart surgery?
Well, they'll call it heart surgery, right? Uh, if they got to go in and I don't know, you get a little nick on your heart or something. But
So,
with open heart surgery, whatever he was fixing was on inside of the heart. You see what I'm saying? It was inside of the heart, and he had to open that heart up, keep that person alive, fix it, then close that heart back up, and make sure that this person did not get any type of infection.
so if you had to put in a stent, right? You had to put in a stent in one of the what you call that? Not
Ventricles,
ventrals. Is it ventral?
ventricle.
Ventricles. If you had to put in a stent in one of the ventricles, would that be considered open heart surgery?
If you put it in the place where the flap is on the inside of the heart, that would be open heart surgery. Anytime you open up the heart, it's open heart surgery.
Oh, okay. I understand now.
All right. Let's go to another brother real quick. The
If
next
I
one is.
may,
Go ahead, doctor.
you know, and just one thing about that brother too, you know, that I find is so important and heavy about what he accomplished is, you know, some people may not realize, but the average life expectancy in the United States, you know, for a man used to only be like 35 years old. You know what I mean? And for a slave, I think it was like 25 years old. You know what I mean? And so the advancements like this has heavily, you know, pushed medicine in the United States. You know what I mean? To where now, concert, you know, to where now people are the average lifespan, you know, brothers are living until their 80s, their 90s.
That's right.
You know, things like that. So a lot of these medical advancements that have been made has really helped shape society. Salaki.
No. You absolutely correct. You absolutely correct. Let's jump to the next one. And this gonna follow along the point. Look up Charles Drew. Charles Drew. Dr. Charles Drew. Let me know when you got him now.
I got him. I got a quick overview. You want me to read that, or you want me to go into
the overview?
Okay, it says this is the AI overview of Dr. Charles Drew. Was an African-American surgeon and medical researcher who pioneered blood preservation and storage techniques. His 1940 doctoral thesis, Banked Blood, a study in blood preservation, made him the first African-American to earn a medical doctoral from Columbia University. Drew's work include developing large-scale blood banks during World War II.
Doing what?
During World War II.
Okay. Which means because of what he did, today you got an organization known as the Red Cross.
Damn right.
Go ahead.
And serving as the medical director of the Blood of Britain Project.
The Blood of Britain Project. Hitler killing them up, and he was the one that was able to get that plasma to the troops so they can get fixed and put back out there to fight Hitler.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Says he researched in the field blood transfusions, developing improved techniques for blood storage, and applied his expert knowledge in developing large-scale blood banks in early World War II. This allowed medics to save thousands of Allied forces during the war. As the important prominent African-American in the field, Drew protested against the practice of racial segregation in the donation of blood, as it lacked scientific foundation, and resigned his position with the American Red Cross, which maintained the policy until 1950.
Until 1950. Let me show you something else, just to give you a little bit, because I got to give you the history they don't give you. Do you know how Charles Drew died?
Kind of what kind, sir? I do.
How?
He was a race car driver, sir, and he was in an accident, and he needed a blood transfusion. And they wouldn't give it to him because I think they only had white people blood.
They wouldn't let him into the White Hospital. And it was his invention that have saved countless lives. Understand, because of his perpetual hatred for us. Just a few weeks ago, they highlighted some of our Issachar brothers from going into Texas. The general talked about this. When Texas was flooded, and them brothers and the sheriff of that county's family was on the other side of the flood getting ready to die. And them Issacharite brothers hooked their gear up and went into that water, crossed it, and rescued that whole family.
Damn right.
And that Texas sheriff said, them niggas can come over here anytime. They ain't got no problems from me coming into Texas from Mexico, and the people raised up against the sheriff. If
I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Them some bad hombres.
Yeah, them some bad brothers.
Them some bad Mexicanos. They went out and saved people.
And that's just the same thing that the brothers from the California State Penitentiary did when California was on fire. Ain't that what they did? They ran into the fire with some axes.
Ran into the fires.
Into the fire to
some
save
hombres.
To save the oppressors home. Just the other day in Traverse, Michigan, some Edomite clown decided to go into Walmart. And start stabbing everybody. By the time a brother, it looked like a Judite, but by the time that brother seen him, he said, "That's enough," and pulled his pistol and said, "Put it down. Put it down." And guess what he didn't do? He did not unalive the Edomite. Another bad hombre.
Another bad hombre.
This is what we do. This is how we prove we're better than everybody on the face of the earth. This is our history. One more brother I want to get to before we run out of time. His name is Vivian Thomas. See if you can find him. Vivian Thomas.
And if I may,
go ahead, Doc.
Just as you pulling that brother up, I thought what was interesting is not only the medical advances that we were doing. I thought that was heavy that the brother was doing these things during World War II, when it was Abraham Lincoln that said, if it wasn't for the Negroes, we would have never won the war against the North. And he was attributing that to, all the great and mighty warriors, that went on that battlefield.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so not only were we, credited with the reason for winning the war, I think Abraham Lincoln went as far as to say that America wouldn't exist, without the Negroes and what they did during the war. But at the same time as we're battling, we're also, providing all these different medical services that allowed America to win that war. So I thought that was really heavy.
Absolutely.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
You know, every class I have to bring a movie reference that Shariwan ain't seen yet.
See,
Oh man,
I know what you finna bring up. I know what you finna bring up.
Samuel L. Jackson called the Hateful Eight.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know you were gonna bring that one up.
oh, Slack, I thought you were gonna bring up Django.
I'm done with that one. Until you watch it, I don't know what to do, sir. I might have to take you to counsel on that.
I got through half of it. Slack.
Now watch this. I'm gonna come back at you. Read what you got on that brother Vivian Thomas.
Okay, real quick. In the movie Hateful Eight, Samuel L. Jackson had a letter written to him by Abraham Lincoln, and this letter was getting him in places where black folk usually couldn't get into. Yeah, but at the end of the movie, they found out that the letter was fake.
Well, he wasn't stupid.
He wasn't stupid. So this is Vivian Theodore Thomas, born August 29th, 1910 until November 26, 1885.
Read that again.
He passed away in November 26, 1885.
When was he born?
August 29th, 1910.
How can he be born in 1910 and pass and die in 18?
No, in 1985, sir. Slocky.
Oh, 1985. Okay.
Yeah, 1985.
All right. Go ahead. Read what you got.
Vivian Theodore Thomas was an American laboratory supervisor who, in the 1940s, played a major role in developing a procedure now called the Bullock-Thomas Tushig shunt, used to treat blue baby syndrome. Used to treat blue baby syndrome, known as cyanotic heart disease.
Cyanotic heart disease. Let me help you real quick. What this is cyanotic heart disease.
Cyanotic.
What this is that, and it was on babies. Because of the times, they was having a number of babies in America born that had to remain in the hospital because they were not getting enough air in their bodies. And they would eventually die because they never did get enough air. You can look this one up. It might be on YouTube. It's in the movie Turnaround. It's called Blue Babies. The black star in it is Mos Def. He plays this doctor right here.
I seen that movie.
This brother was not a doctor in the beginning. He was a carpenter.
Yep.
See, you see how they left all that out? He was a very skilled carpenter, but he wanted to be a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? The only degree he got was honorary.
Honorable kind.
It was an honorary medical degree because of the work that he had done over the years and what the brother's reading about. Go ahead and read some more what you got.
So would you like for me to bring up the what blue baby syndrome is?
Yeah, bring it up.
Blue baby syndrome, also known as infant male myelopathy global. Yeah, I'm gonna spell it for you. MTHEMOGLOBINEMIA.
Has something
That's
to do with
this
blood.
word for you.
Yeah.
Is a condition where a baby's skin appear bluish and grayish due to the lack of oxygen in the blood. This can be caused by congenital heart defect, exposure to nitrate in the water, or certain medicine. Symptoms include bluish skin, lethargic, and breathing difficulties. Treatment varies depending on the cause, but may involve surgery. Medication like methylene blue or addressing the source of nitrate contaminants.
Okay.
So it says Thomas was an American laboratory supervisor who in the 1940s played a major role in developing a procedure now called...
Stop. That's a lie. That's a lie. He was not a supervisor. He was the carpenter that had the best hands. And he worked directly for a doctor who watched him use medical utensils for the first time. And by the way he picked up things with those medical utensils, right? The doctor said, this nigga got skills. And he was the best. I think he was at Johns Hopkins. I think he was.
Yes, sir.
He was a doctor at Johns Hopkins. And they, guess what? They gave him half pay. They gave him less pay than they didn't give him the same title when he first started working there as other assistants in the laboratory. He made less money than everybody. He found that out, talked to him. He was so good at what he did, the doctor made them pay him more and to give him a lab coat.
Yes, sir.
You see, and to give him a lab coat. You see. But go ahead, read what you got.
He was the assistant to Blaylock in Blaylock Experimental Animal Laboratory at Vanderbilt University in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's where they came from. They came from Vanderbilt. There you go.
And later at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. Thomas was unique in that he did not have any professional education or experience.
Did I say that?
Kind out of one kind.
Yeah, look, the nigga just woke up and said, today I'm gonna be some type of a laboratory tech.
A bad hombre.
And he did it. He did it. Go ahead, keep reading.
Thomas was unique in that he did not have any professional education or experience in a research laboratory. However, he served as supervisor of the surgical laboratory at Johns Hopkins for 35 years.
That's after they left Vanderbilt.
Johns Hopkins, sir. Yep.
I'm saying after they left Vanderbilt, that's when they went to Johns Hopkins. Because him and Blaylock, I think, went to Johns Hopkins together.
Kind of what kind? He, however, he served as a supervisor of surgical laboratories at Johns Hopkins for 35 years. In 1976, Johns Hopkins awarded him an honorary doctoral and named him an instructor of surgery for the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine. Without any education past high school, Thomas rose above poverty to become a cardiac surgery pioneer and a teacher of operative techniques to many of the country's most prominent surgeons.
There you go.
So, sir,
Niggas.
If I may,
go ahead.
The nigga just woke up one day, I want to be a damn doctor. For what? And not only did he wake up one day and say, I want to be a doctor. See, this you, black man, Native American man, Hispanic man. He woke up and said, I want to be a doctor. And now, right, at the end of his career, with only a high school education, right? High school education. Hold on, it says without any education past high school, so he could have had a GED.
No, they wouldn't give him my back.
Did he have high school?
Huh?
Did he have a high school diploma or a GED?
He didn't have nothing past high school.
So we could have had a GED. That's what I'm saying. He taught the prominent surgeons the country's most prominent surgeons, right? And this was in, what was it? Started in 1776.
No, 1940s, wasn't
I
it?
mean 1976, Slocky.
That's when he was close to retirement.
That's when he was close to retiring, yeah.
Now,
He
riddle
was
me
awarded
this. Tell me how he never had medical training. Okay, he never had medical training. He started out as a laboratory technician, but he winded up teaching surgery techniques to doctors, to the watch this, the United States leading doctors. How in the hell was he able to pull this off? Why did John Hopkins have to recognize him? It's quite obvious, brothers. It was out of necessity. What this brother was excellent at was seeing what needed to make a particular surgery work, going into the back room, bunch of junk, and creating the apparatus that he needed. Whether it was a heart spreader, whether it was a clip to hold the arteries together while the doctor sewed them back up. He was able to create instruments that nobody ever thought about. Whether it was a way to pump oxygen into a person, right? He created that himself. And then some of the procedures that him and Blaylock came up with, you couldn't do it. What would they say if this is the standard way of doing it? He may have had to move a vessel behind another organ, and then clamp it into this other vessel, and then sew this one up over here. And he experimented on dogs. That's where he learned his skill as a surgeon. He experimented on dogs. Those doctors that listened to him didn't listen to him except he had already proven himself to be far more excellent than they were at anything they were trying to do that he was a professional over. You understand that? He was better than every other doctor on the earth at what he did. Again, he was from the people who the Most High said, I have chosen you this day as a separate people unto myself above all nations on the face of the earth. You want to add something in there, Shaiwan?
A lot, sir. You guys got it.
Sir.
Go ahead, Abawan.
What's so heavy about this is that if you look at our history, the oppressor tried to describe some of our inventors as a self-taught this. Even during slavery, this slave taught itself how to read. He taught itself how to count, right? He taught itself this and that. You got slaves that spoke multiple languages, and they taught themselves these different languages, right? And the thing about it is, we never, in American history, we never get our just dues saying, hey, this guy was a genius. This person was a genius. The white man's want to immediately pull up the IQ of any white inventors, individuals that they claim, or the individuals that they claim are white. Like who was the pianist? The brother, but they forged him as white in the history. Beethoven. Okay. Right. So Beethoven, all my years of growing up, I was taught that Beethoven was a white guy, a white man.
Right.
Until I went, and joined the UPK and got my brain washed from all the filth, I learned that Beethoven was not, this composer was not, a Caucasian. Because it kind of confused me. Like, how can, if we are the best at this music, how in the world can this guy, this oppressor, invent these wonderful soliloquies in music, and he be considered one of the greatest pianists ever known? You do your research, you find out it's not true. You find out other things that King James. You find out that King James, black man. So in order for King James, once King James came out to be a black man in the history as I learned it, now all of a sudden he's homosexual, which is the same thing they did to George Washington Carver, which you brought up earlier, right? But yet and still, if you read, he had a woman, she just ran off for the money. She went to California to teach.
Right, and plus that brother was about his business, man.
He's about his business.
You don't become the world's greatest botanist and not be about studying plants all the time.
All the time.
All the time. You see what I'm saying? And it's heavy. You would bring that up, that they have never, as we've seen with just these three brothers, George Washington Carver, the brothers we covered, you say we don't get our due. Well, that's because we're going to the wrong place looking for credit. We should never, ever expect our oppressor to give us credit for anything until the Most High has made him subservient to us. Until he has to sit down and call us master.
Damn right.
You understand? Don't ever expect anything from your oppressor or any other nation on this earth except for a hard time until they are forced by the Most High to bow in submission.
Damn right.
You understand? Give me one more. We got about 7 minutes. Shayawan, pick you out one more, man.
So like that was the only brother I had for today.
Hey, sir.
Pick out
I tell you this, the one I'm not gonna bring up is Madam C.J. Walker.
No, don't bring her up. That's
what I was looking for. The young lady by the name of Ann, I can't remember her name. Her name is Ann something. She invented the refrigeration. Allison. No, it's not. It's Alice. Alice Parker is her name.
Okay, come on with it.
Alice Parker is her name. And this is okay. Look, a real quick something up. It says Alice Parker. Central heating was not a new idea when Alice Parker submitted a patent for her design during the cold December of 1919. However, existing heating systems relied on burning coal and fuel, which risk caused house fires and meant leaving your house to gather fuel. Alice's revolutionary design used natural gas instead, conserving energy and paving the way for central heating we use in homes today.
What year was this?
This is 1919, sir.
So in 1919.
That was the year of the Red Summer, wasn't it?
Look, I'm not sure, but in 1919, she didn't figure out how to move gas.
Yes, sir.
The same way we moving gas today. Because you know all your gas stoves in your houses today is natural gas.
Yes, sir.
All your furnaces that's ran by gas today in your homes, that's natural gas.
Yes, sir.
So she found a way to cause that gas to flow into an apparatus that you could set it on fire and it would not blow up.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, keep reading.
It says, Alice H. Parker was a black inventor in the early 20th century, best known for patenting a central heating system that uses natural gas. Her invention played a key role in the development of heating systems we have in homes today. Little was known about Alice Parker's life or upbringing, most likely because women, especially women of color at the time, were not documented sufficiently. She was born in 1895, sir, in Morristown, New Jersey, and later attended classes at Howard University in Washington, D.C. to receive a higher education as a black woman at the time was an achievement in itself. Parker's ideal for a heating system came from being cold during New Jersey's winter when fireplaces did not efficiently heat an entire home. Most homeowners 100 years ago were stocking up on wood or coal to heat their homes. Parker's design was unique that it used natural gas, which saved time from chopping wood and increases safety measures without a fire burning all night. Granted, on December 23rd of 1919, Parker's patent was not the first for a gas furnace design, but it uniquely involved multiple yet individual control burner system. Although her exact design was never implemented due to the concern with the regulation of heat flow, her system was an important procure to the modern heating zone system and thermostat as well.
Now, what I said at the beginning, that if you take away every invention, and this is just a handful, what we do, 5? If you take away every invention out of America that was invented by an so-called African American, you would throw America back to the Stone Age.
Yes, sir.
You see why I say that? You see why I say that now? You pointed out, Shayawan, that the average age used to be that you lived to be 35, 45. Then you died.
It's because you're breathing all that coal dust.
Then you got 3 brothers that come up with inventions in the medical field that even saved their babies from being blue babies.
You
see, our women was a lot more healthy than theirs, believe it or not. So you better believe it was their babies that were getting saved. It was the oppressors, folks, just like that oppressor in Texas. You see what I'm saying? It was their folks that we saved. Go ahead.
A nigga had to operate on a dog to save white babies.
But without them brothers, there'd still be a lot of blue babies running around here.
That's what I'm saying, sir.
They'd be dead before they were one. And you come with a sister. Now it didn't change because of the environmental changes. But man, Michigan, Detroit used to get cold in the summer. I know you get cold up there in Alaska. I mean, in Alaska, in Canada. I know you get cold up there in Canada. Man, look at here. The sister came up with the heating we all grew up with. And they said they didn't patent it because they was concerned with what?
The burners.
With
the burners, set up.
It just got too hot. You see what I'm saying? Brothers like warm. She had that thing set up, but and it couldn't have been just that, right? It couldn't have been just that because she had a thermostat with it.
Yes.
Which means she already had it on automatic.
Yes,
They
sir.
just didn't want her to get the credit. They just didn't want her to get the credit. That's why everybody think Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone.
Now, sir, see, I ain't even bring up none of the microphones and all that kind of stuff that's used in the telephone today.
Yeah. Well, we didn't bring them up, but these were some good ones to bring up because they're absolutely necessary. You see what I'm saying? I got an elevator in this building. I don't have it, but they got an elevator in this building where Shemayim live at, right?
Uh-huh.
You could thank a brother for that. For the modern elevator. You could thank a brother for that.
You could thank the brother for the modern automatic door opening on the elevators.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right. For refrigerated
open and close.
For refrigerated trucks.
That was a sister, wasn't it?
For refrigerated trucks that carries your meat from wherever it comes from, to include refrigerated boxcars on trains. You can thank a brother for that. That them iron wheels on trains, watch this, don't get so hot that they turn red and warp the rail and crash every time.
That's Granville T. Woods you're talking about, sir.
No, I'm talking about Elijah McCoy.
Oh.
I'm talking about Elijah McCoy. Granville T. Woods, he around the stoplight. He got some mechanical stuff too. But what I'm saying, take any of that away. You take away refrigerated trucks away, and you better have your own cow or you're going to quit eating beef. Because by the time he gets slaughtered, right, and get delivered to the grocery store and then get delivered to you from the grocery store, that's going to be some rancid meat, man. It's going to spoil. You see what I'm saying? It's a sister. There was a sister that created the operation that corrects cataracts in your eyes.
Yes, sir.
You understand? What we have to do? Why did we put? What's the Shayawam? Tell me.
A sister invented GPS.
Exactly. What is the reason we teach the history class in the UPK? Because we're not the only one that teach it. It's all over. Then we're gonna close after this. Why do we teach? Why is it important that we teach this history to our brothers and sisters?
Said, but you know, there's a saying, you know, that history is always told by, you know, from the people that are the conquerors or the colonizers. You know what I mean? It's always told from the story of the people that have colonized the country that they're living in. And, you know, for too long, we've been inside of North, South, Central America, learning about the history, you know, about everything, about life from our oppressor. And in the UPK, we're able to teach our brothers and sisters history from our perspective. You know what I mean? From our side. And that's why it's so important, you know, to get in this class and learn history from your brothers and sisters, from your brothers, you know what I mean, who are going to give you this knowledge, you know, from our perspective, from, what do they say, from our story. You know what I mean?
Heavy.
It's really full of, you know, such a beautiful story. We have such a rich history that has never been told. You know what I mean? They're just recently coming up with documentaries of the sister that took us to the moon. You know what I mean? Like there's so many inventions that we've, you know, created and come up with, and, you know, really built this nation. You know, that for too long we've never been credited for or even been able to look at ourselves, you know, as a very talented people. You know, we're above just playing sports and singing and dancing. You know, we're a very intelligent and strong-minded people. You know what I mean? Like the scriptures say, we're the salt of the earth.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So with that, we're going to end Monday night's history class. The water for everybody tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Midwest Fire Weekend. We got a couple more days, everybody. I can't wait to see you down there. All right, looking forward to that, Israel. And with that, we say shalom.
Shalom.
ISUPK presents the 8th Annual Midwest Fire Weekend 2025. A day of brotherhood, sisterhood, food, fun, and unity. We raising funds to cover the barbecue, the food, the drink, bounce houses, snow cones, games, and more, so the whole family can come out and enjoy. Every donation helps us make this day even greater for the community. Support the Midwest Fire Weekend 2025. Click the link below and donate today.